Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Vice President and COO of Hyundai Motor Europe, Mr. Alan Rushforth.
Good morning everyone, and a very, very warm welcome to you all, and a particular welcome to everyone around the world tuning in this morning to our live web broadcast. And I should also make a special welcome to His Excellency Park Hyung-seo, the Ambassador for the Permanent Commission here in Geneva. Sir, a very warm welcome. You know, it's 5 years ago, ladies and gentlemen, 5 years ago, that Hyundai launched the i-30, signalling a really new era for the Hyundai brand in Europe. i-30 established the reputation in Europe for quality and reliability in our brand. And 5 years on, consumers are now choosing Hyundai cars with their hearts as well as their heads. And the models you'll see today here will show you just why. They showcase all of the elements of Hyundai's traditional product DNA, but with style and with flair. At Hyundai, design and innovation have become just as fundamental as quality and value. Now, you'll hear more about our new products very, very shortly. But first, I'd like to invite a very special guest on stage. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Senior Executive Vice President and COO of Hyundai Motor Company, Mr. Seung-tak Kim. Mr. Kim.
Thank you, Alan. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests and members of the media. It's great to be back in Europe. The European market has great strategic importance to Hyundai. To be a top global brand, we must first become a top European brand. Hyundai is part of Europe's future. Let me update you on our recent results and our plans for the future. Despite tough market conditions, Hyundai sold more than 4 million vehicles worldwide last year. We won National Car of the Year awards in the US, India, the Middle East, and in Europe. For the second year in a row, Autobuild Quality Report ranked Hyundai higher than any other competitor. We've spent the past 12 years focusing on quality, and our efforts are being recognized. Today, press and consumer groups tell us that Hyundai cars have a world-class quality. Even so, quality will remain our #1 priority. For example, we will not grow too quickly. Our global sales target for 2012 is 4.3 million cars. That's a 6% increase, and only half the growth we achieved last year. We will also improve the quality of our brand by continuing to build great cars that customers want. Journalists and customers already consider our new models to be challenging the very best in the market. Today, you will see 2 new cars that perfectly meet the requirements of Europe, the all-new i-20 and the new generation i-30 wagon. We are almost committed to the quality of our distribution in Europe. We recently welcomed Germany and France to our family of Hyundai subsidiaries. This means we can continue to improve the quality of our operations in the biggest markets in Europe. And we will improve the quality of our brand image through our marketing investment. This year's highlight will be our sponsorship of the Euro 2012 tournament this summer. So, what's our ultimate goal? Do you want to be the world's biggest automaker? No. We simply want Hyundai to become the world's most loved automotive brand. Europe has been home to some of the world's biggest quality car brands. Hyundai is proud to join the tradition of great European automakers. New models like all-new i-40 and new generation i-30 are evidence of our ambition and our commitment. But those are just the beginning. Thank you.
Thank you, SD. You know, ladies and gentlemen, we are making a great deal of progress here in Europe. We set a new sales record last year, giving ourselves the best ever market share of 2.9%, and we're targeting to increase our market share to 3.5% by the end of 2012. And we've made an excellent start. In January, we achieved a 3.3% share, and importantly, we outperformed the European market for the 37th consecutive month. And as you can tell, we're confident. We're confident that we'll maintain our momentum for the rest of the year and beyond. And to tell us how, I'd like now to invite on stage Hyundai's European Marketing Director, Mark Hall. Please welcome Mark Hall.
Good morning, everyone. In 2012, we'll continue to attract new customers to our brand as we launch new and upgraded models. Two cars making their European premiere today have already created a storm of interest in the US. They are the all-new Genesis Coupe and the all-new Veloster Turbo. The Genesis Coupe was originally designed for the North American market, but it's attracting a growing number of fans all around Europe. This new model doesn't just look dynamic, it's also even more fun to drive. The 3.8-litre V6 engine generates 347 PS, achieving 0 to 100 kilometers in just 5.9 seconds. Fresh from its debut at the Detroit Motor Show, the all-new Veloster Turbo comes to Geneva with a specific European tuning. The turbocharged engine increases power from 140 to 186 PS, and we've boosted low-end torque. We've also made significant enhancements to our all-new i-20, and today we present it for the very first time. With its new super-efficient 1.1-litre diesel engine and Hyundai Blue Drive technologies, the all-new i-20 emits just 84 grams of CO2. That's right, just 84 grams, the lowest CO2 of any production car with an internal combustion engine. Major styling enhancements and specification upgrades are also included on this new model. And Hyundai's industry-leading 5-year triple care package will now be offered as standard across all European markets. This outstanding combination of class-leading efficiency and customer care will further strengthen i-20's position as one of the most competitive cars in Europe's B segment. Also making its global premiere is the new generation i-30 wagon. It adds another dimension to the appeal of the i-30 range. Like the five-door model, the wagon has been developed in Europe and will be built here too. Our designers have sculpted an interior which increases cargo capacity by almost 30%. In addition to the spacious and practical interior, the car retains the stylish, dynamic appearance of the five-door model. And CO2 emissions remain just as competitive, thanks to the same powertrain lineup and Blue Drive technologies. You know, new generation i30 has been welcomed with huge enthusiasm by customers and by the press all over Europe. We have very high ambitions for the i30 range, and the wagon will play a key role in achieving our goals. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Mark. You know, ladies and gentlemen, Hyundai cars are even more stylish, more innovative, and more attractive than ever before. So where does the brand go next? Well, let me introduce i-oniq, and here to tell us more about Hyundai's exciting new concept is our chief designer in Europe, Mr. Thomas Berkler. Thomas, come out here and talk to the guys about this wonderful new car.
Hello, Alan.
So, Thomas, tell us about your design inspiration behind the i-oniq concept we're about to see.
Right. Well, the i-oniq is a sporty hatch concept that gives new expression to fluidic sculpture form language. The design is set off by two arced curves which create a strong and playful contrast between sharp character lines and soft but muscular features. So the combination of muscular yet simple shapes and dynamic proportions give a constant sense of movement. The car looks ready to surge forward even before the wheels start to turn.
So tell us, Thomas, how do these characteristics extend to the interior of the car then?
Well, Alan, inside, the dashboard design and the center console focus on the driver, enhancing the sporty and premium feel through the choice of wood and aluminium.
I guess the whole concept is more than just new thinking from Hyundai. There's new technologies in this vehicle. Tell us about some of the technologies and the powertrain that you've selected for i-oniq.
Right. New design goes with new technology. So, high-tech equipment includes a touchscreen menu on the steering wheel with gesture control and a floating instrument cluster with multi-layered projection. In terms of powertrain, the i-oniq is an electric vehicle with a 1-liter petrol range extender. In electric-only mode, the i-oniq has a range of 120 kilometers thanks to an 80 kilowatt motor and lithium-ion battery. So, with assistance from its range extender, the i-oniq can travel up to 700 kilometers, producing just 45 grams of CO2.
You know, ladies and gentlemen, the i-oniq concept has been created to reflect the new thinking that runs throughout the Hyundai brand. And right now, making its global debut, it's our immense pleasure to present to you the Hyundai i-oniq.
This isn't about what's real. Not yet, anyway. This is about what's possible. About what we can feel, but not yet see. What we can sense, but not yet touch. It's about the futures. Yes, futures. How can there only be one? And there are so many things that may come to be. For all. It's about the power of the human mind. To create. To imagine. It's about a future where shapes aren't shapes at all, but a fluid series of forms flowing one into the other. where we don't get information. Information gets us. We understand without ever having to learn. It's about being able to move simply by the power of thought, creating new forms of energy from that most powerful source of energy. Because what is more powerful than what we can think? What is more powerful than possibility? Nothing's more powerful than new thinking.
Ladies and gentlemen, I give you the fabulous new i-oniq, a look into the future of the Hyundai brand in both terms of design and technology. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that just about brings our show today to a close. Thank you very much for joining us, and enjoy the rest of the show. Thank you very much. If I may, I'd like to call Ambassador Park, Mr. S.T. Kim, and the President of Hyundai Motor Europe, Mr. Chang Kyun Han, to join me for a photo call. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.